Hello YouTube, hello SNN Archives, and welcome to our video today. As you can see by the title, today I'll just be talking about my experience of becoming an 09 Sierra in the United States Army. So what that is it's an MOS for all officer candidates who are commissioning through OCS. From the start of my experience, I'll be covering some of the things that you will need to build a packet to submit and of course be selected as an officer candidate. And on 09 Sierras, going to officer candidate school, joining the Army for the first time, no affiliations with ROTC, it's mandatory for you to go to basic training. And yeah, I'll talk about the preparation for it a little bit and some information. The intent of this video is to just provide some information. It was important for me to actually go on YouTube and seek out people who were going through the process or who already went through the process. And how recent it was, the biggest difference. It actually allowed me to prepare as best as I could for the entire process. Some of the things you'll need to build a solid packet: your high school and college transcripts, your college diploma, minimum 3 letters of recommendations. I submitted 4, and I believe you can submit up to 5. Resume, your essay of why you want to be an Army officer. All right, so today is actually August 19th, 2022, and I'm a week away from basic training. I started the entire process back in January. That's when I first called my recruiter. So since January, it's been 8 months for the entire process. But it didn't feel like it for me simply because it was my last semester of college. And though you have a year prior to graduating for you to start the entire process. So it's really up to you when you want to start. But I would recommend you start as soon as possible. If you plan on joining the Army and becoming an Army officer commissioning through OCS, please start a year prior. Start as soon as possible, because graduating and just waiting around to hear whether or not you were selected, it's a process. It's gonna take some patience. I graduated April 29th, 2022, and it's been 2 or 3 months since of just waiting. But of course, use your time wisely. You get time to you get to work out, you get to run, and of course, I've just been preparing for the ACFT. So I've just been aiming at, doing each category of the ACFT at the highest, standard. Because I am 21 years old, and that's as high as it gets for everything. So lucky me. Just to recap, those are all of the things you need: high school, college transcripts, recommendation letters, resume, and statement of purpose. So I'll start with each of those categories and what I submitted, and we can go from there. So what I know I looked forward to hearing from people creating these videos were who you got your recommendation letters from and what did you include in your letter of intent, the essay. So my 4 recommendation letters were from a social worker, my high school band director, a mentor of mine that works for the U.S. Attorney's Office, and a retired Army major. Yeah. And now my statement of purpose was a legit story. It was something I went through at the age of 7 or 8. Well, firstly, I was born and raised in Haiti. Back in 2009, there was an earthquake, and I was there. The United States Army sent a relief, and at the time, Barack Obama was president, and in that relief, soldiers provided resources, water, food, and I talked about the impact on me specifically and how it led me to, of course, my family seeking refuge in the United States, and we decided not staying and becoming citizens and so on. How that relief impacted me and why it led up to me wanting to actually hopefully have that same impact on others. That was what stood out in my essay. Just being a part of the earthquake and how the United States Army being involved impacted me. And I talked about that. I'll use that to segue into my board interview. My board interview was March 26th. Yeah, March 26th in Jacksonville, Florida. And in my interview, I had 2 captains and 1 major. No, 3 captains and 1 major. Right. I just remembered the major was a tank. I forgot her MOS, but one of the captains, the one furthest to the left, was a adjutant general. The entire process is fairly simple. It may seem like a lot, but if you're graduating college, you have everything you need. Because at some point you needed letters of recommendation. At some point you needed to write an essay. You just have to write a really good one that allows you to stand out, whether it be you talk about family members that you have that joined the services, the armed forces, and how that affected you, or anything. Just the impact that the Army has in general. You just got to get creative with it, and you have to be honest. You have to be genuine. It has to be real. It has to mean something to you. And with that being said, you have to actually want to be a United States Army officer. It has to be a goal of yours. It has to be something that you want to achieve. It'll be very much noticeable. Anyone will be able to see that, you're genuine, that you actually are fit to be an Army officer. That's how I was selected, and just sharing a few information that I found to be useful. I was starting out the entire process, and it is a process. Jesus Christ, you're going to get asked for everything, to say the least. So if you don't have a good relationship with your dad or your mom, you're going to have to seek them out and get that information. And it's that simple. You have to do it. So, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram will be in the description below. And yeah, I'll get back to you in a timely manner as soon as I can. If 2 weeks from now you hit me up and I don't respond, I'm in basic training. So I'll get back to you in 2 months. Yeah, sorry, I had a message. So yeah. Oh, also one thing, of course, look your best for the board interview. I know this is a little choppy, but just to recap, things you want to make sure are solid or your letters of recommendation and your essay. Outside of that, you just gotta bring your A game. If it helps you at all, my GPA was a 3.4. I don't mind sharing my exact essay and what I wrote. Just hit me up, like I said. And yeah. So thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe to anyone in need of this. So liking it will make it more likely for anyone in need of this information to see it and to share it. So yeah, thank you. See you next time.